sipping, I'm sipping, I'm sipping, I'm sipping, I'm sipping, I'm sipping, I'm sipping.
Sipping, I'm 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 sipping.
This is Sippin' with Sammie. I am Sippin' with Sammie, Sam Malone, Barstool, Rug. If you ain't sipping with Sammie, you ain't sipping right. Please get your fucking life together. And today, once again, I have joining me my guy, man.
Back at it, back
Swaggyono, man.
Back at it, man. Glad to be here, man.
Glad to have you. Glad to have you. How you been?
Life has been amazing, man. Life's been good. I can't complain, man. I'm blessed, man.
You know how I know that that's true? Cause you hit me up this time.
Yeah, for sure. I said, damn, man, I gotta come holler at my boy.
And
man.
I'm like, he in the mood to talk. He got some things going on that he want to talk about. And I told you before, I'm always here for that.
Right.
So I was excited to have you back on because I'm like, when y'all reach out to me, because a lot of times it's love. Y'all do me a favor. We do it for each other, but you didn't know me the way that you knew me. We was on the team one night, and then you came to do my podcast.
Exactly.
So it's like now it's like there's a trust there where you like, yeah, I'm gonna go talk to them. I appreciate that.
And man, I appreciate you. This one of the best podcasts I've done. I've done a couple podcasts and interviews, and it's like this one is like most relatable. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we talk about shit that's more relatable, and I just feel like this is the best vibe. You know what I'm saying? So this is definitely one of the top tier podcasts.
So for people that may have not caught the last episode, shout out to my sis Rhythm HB. She co-hosted with me for this brother, super producer Swaggyono.
Yeah, yep.
You've heard him. Trust me, you've heard him. If you know anything about a Nicki Minaj, a Lil Baby, a Freddie Gibbs, you've heard him. You've heard him
for sure.
But local Philly, helping a lot of other Philly producers. Using his assets and his resources to put people in position to win. Yeah. Besides itself, that was a large part of the last conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just to catch y'all up, that's where he at with it. So
that's definitely where we at with it. Producers, tap in with me, man. I don't give a fuck if you young, old, whatever. Young, older, you know what I'm saying? Inexperienced, experienced, tap in with me.
Word. So you even training?
Yeah, I'm working on a program now. I'm trying to get a program together for like youngins, I'm gonna probably say like middle school to high school, like just to start teaching them like music etiquette, not necessarily how to make beats and shit, but like more as though if you really want to do this and like show you what you need to know to like become professional.
Structure, history.
Yeah, like how to get paid as a producer, how to when you make the beat, how to get a song, where to go to get an actual record. You know what I'm saying? How to distribute your music as an independent artist, how to sell music to labels, like all that type of stuff is the shit that I feel like we lack. Like everybody know how to make music and make beats, like that's the easy part, that's 10% of the shit, but like the people that are really successful are the ones that handle the business the most. You know what I'm saying? And
you know what, we at a time where we have evidence of that.
Yeah,
we can compare who we've heard and see where they at 10, 20 years later now. So there's no excuse not to search for that knowledge so that you don't wind up being a cautionary tale.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's important. I salute you and commend you for doing that for folks, because each one teach one. That's the whole thing. I
feel like we all knowledgeable in the business. That's what it's going to make the city better as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we lack mainly. Like, people don't understand, like when we go to other states and stuff like that, they have their business like in order, and they have their shit intact. So it's like here, it's like we have our shit intact, but it's just a selective few. Like it's not as many artists it's artists here that got their shit intact, but it's not as many. Like the ratio is uneven. Like I would say about 30% got their business intact, when the other 70 are just building steam off natural.
Because if you go to Memphis, you go to Atlanta, you go to certain places, the guy you haven't heard of is already making money off of his brand before the record come out or whatever. Because he has his business in order and he's moving in certain circles, and he might have did a feature or wrote for somebody or been on stage with somebody and got these checks because they handled their business right. And then when they come out of these places, I'm thinking specifically like Memphis and Atlanta, everybody from there already like, oh no, he was next up. We've been breeding him the whole way because you put yourself in a position to do business. Because if somebody call you and say, I want to take you on the road, there's a lot of paperwork that go into it if it's done the right way.
Yeah,
well,
depending on what your job is.
Yeah,
for sure. So it's definitely understand. But on some real shit though, that's anything you do in life though. Even like playing basketball.
Yep.
Like niggas in the NBA are not in the NBA because they're the best players in the world. They're in the NBA because they're great players with great agents. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
that put themselves in the right position or was positioned in the right place for success.
Exactly.
And that sacrificed a lot to get there. Because that's the thing too. We always say, why is there somebody in the hood that's better than that, better than that? You probably ain't sacrificed the way that other dudes.
Oh yeah.
And that's across the board. Same way with
9 times out of 10, that's the guy, sacrificing guy, like damn near 80% of the reason why I'm even successful. You know what I'm saying? Like I sacrifice a lot of shit, bro. Like far as like even like shit that I could have been doing in life, like sacrifice going to college, all types of sacrifice, bitches, sacrifice like relationship life, sacrifice hanging with my friends, sacrifice even like living on my own. Like nigga, I was living on my own, all type. I was good before the music. When I first started doing that shit, I had to move back in with folks, sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't getting it as much, the money as fast as I was not doing the music. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like a lot of shit that niggas not willing to sacrifice. But a lot of people want the benefits, but they don't want to go through what you got to do to get to it. Yeah,
but I like that you broke down the sacrifices, because like you say, this applies to anything in life. Like with young people, and we have so many resources, they have so many outlets nowadays. They're squandering time with their friends a lot of the time. Yeah. Like that was a big one that you said, like time spent with your friends. You want to create moments, you want to live, you want to feel like you were a young man at some point and was at the lit spots that your personality invites you to be at.
Like before music, I had a whole different group of friends that I hung with. You know what I'm saying? I had seriously, like it was like a whole different type of vibe. Like you know what I'm saying? And as you like in high school, like I still got friends from high school, but like I don't talk to nobody that I went to high school with on a daily basis. Like because it's like, I guess like people grow up, but at the same time, like it's really true. Like you got to be and like surround yourself with the like-minded people in order to get where you want to get in life. And that's really true. Like I had to really lock in on this music shit, and like it's times nobody believes you. Like because realistically, like come on now, nobody going. Like I go to a person and say, "Dan," they be like, "Dan, what you do?" "Oh, I'm a producer. I make beats." Or if I don't even gotta say I'm a producer. I can say I make beats. They be like, I meet somebody off the bat, or say I meet a bad bitch off the bat. I meet her.
Yeah, this is the thing.
Say what you do. She damn, what you do? I say no, I make beats. What you gonna think she gonna think? Oh, this nigga just like fucking around, or this nigga just a weirdo rapper from his neighborhood. He might be scamming or something like that. Or, you know what I'm saying? That's what these people.
And without a placement, that's what it means.
Yeah, pretty much.
But you can pull up the thing and be like, no, that's me.
Yeah, but I don't even do that.
And I know you. I was just about to say that. I know that's not your personality, because why are we trying to prove ourselves?
Yeah,
I hate it when women. You ain't grown. Let me see how I do. I'm not doing all of that. With you.
Facts. Like, I feel like I outgrew that stage, because I ain't gonna lie. My younger era, like my younger days as a producer and shit like that, like when I like, for instance, especially when I started working with C and all them, like State Property and all them, of course I was that boy. Like nigga, I'm in the game. I'm working with this nigga. I produce.
You gotta use it at some point.
Yeah, it's like, you know what I'm saying, I'm not
but
anybody.
Then you burn it out.
Like yeah, but by the time I start doing real shit, like selling actual records and shit like that, I was like, it just got to the point. It's like I ain't even gotta say nothing. It's like you feel the energy or you're not. Like
I heard, speaking of young guys, at a homegirl. This was before Wale popped off. Said they was at an event. Prop was there. She was there. Her homegirls was there. And this guy tried to holler at her. And she was like, I didn't know who he was. Like, he was cute. He was all right. You know what I mean? Like, you know, one of them Jones. And she was like, but then he said, remember when PD said, yeah, Wale? That's me. I said, homie ain't say that to you. And like a year later, he blow the fuck up. Like,
Wale.
You see what I'm saying? So everybody has used that card at some point, because she wasn't capping. She one of them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's how I be, man. That's how I be. Like, they don't, I mean, you got to, but on some real shit, though, I can't be mad at people like that, though, because I ain't going to lie. When niggas come up to me and say they produce and stuff like that, it's like, I don't be like, in my head, it don't pop up to me as like, oh, you might be the next hit maker. But I am willing to hear what you got, though, because I'm open, because I was that boy at one time in life. But the average Joe, I don't expect them to even want to believe that, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not something that's normal or frequent in their life. Like, it's not common that they come across superstar producers or superstar rappers every day. Like, they're around rappers that just rap in their neighborhood and niggas that make beats in their area. So it's like, you coming up to them saying that, it's like they don't know you really.
And you fall victim to their own insecurities, because the guy that produced the hit for Nicki Minaj and Lil Baby would not be standing next to me looking regular.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? He would not be talking to me. I wouldn't be able to meet this person because he would be out of there. Yeah. They don't even realize how, like I use the example all the time, we from a generation, that guy with a skateboard and a book bag going might own $1 million company.
Facts.
That's on the bus next to you.
Facts.
Like, we're from that era now where these things are probably, we got the internet, motherfuckers ain't got to leave their state to do big business.
That's facts.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, people don't assume that they'll be able to be around certain types of people. So meeting you cool. You ain't in there showing your teeth, you know what I mean, with your golds and all of that. But then they like, oh, he's handsome. And what do? And you like, I make beats. They be looking at you like, all right, so he makes beats. But this would get them though every time. When I tell people I make beats, I just leave it at that. But they see how everybody else embrace me. But that's one of the things that I try to tell people, especially young guys. You could be in the club with pajamas on. If all the respectable dudes in the club salute you and show you love, status is all that matters to women and business. Facts, business, yes, 100%. It's all that matters. So the two things that you act like you want, money and women, it's about how you carry yourself, who your relationships with, who you do good business with. Yeah, 100%. Your track record has set you off when you walk in a space where nobody knows you except them 5 people that need to know you. Right. You know what I mean? And then that's all that matters, for real, for real. Yeah, because everybody attracts to that. You know people, and you might be one of these people where you can post up anywhere in the room and the room just rotates. Yeah. Just somehow everybody makes their way to that boy and speaks to him or buys him a drink or takes him, like, you can see, you can watch it. That's facts. And it's not always the most lit person in the room. Quote unquote lit. Because it might just be the common person. It might just be the common person sometime, but that's all. That's like just the general eye though. So that's just all how it comes down to. Like, but that's why you can't fight. Say, I gotta have the chain. I gotta do this. No, you gotta do good business. You gotta be able to reciprocate these things. You gotta be able to do these things over and over and over again. Facts. And then be able to sit down and benefit from what you did. Facts. Cause let me tell you something. Niggas don't even dig. Like, it's like, all right. To everybody, it might seem like, damn, he really on some shit. He made it. And realistically, yeah, I'm doing great. I'm doing above average of a normal producer, you know what I'm saying, that would normally do. But to me, my expectations is like, all right, I did it once, I did it twice, now I need to do it 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know what I'm saying? A drug. It's like I feel like I'm not doing enough. But it's like sports. Once you average 20, then you want to average the most in the league. Now I need a chip in the MVP, and I need a championship MVP. Yeah. Like, it don't stop. It's not. That's true. It doesn't end because the accolades are cool, but they came from what I was able to do. I could sit down and say that beat took me 15 minutes. That beat took me 3 hours. That beat took me 6 hours, and it lasted so much longer than that time period that I sacrificed. Back to the. That's what exactly. So like that goes to that like. All right, for instance, I don't want to keep referring back to Nicki Minaj and them beat, but we can refer to that. You know how long it took me to make that beat? I'm interested. I made that beat in like 10 minutes. No cap. But it took a little, but you know how long I've been grinding just to get a record like that? Right. Damn near 12 years. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, shit is definitely a sacrificial waiting game, and like a lot of people wouldn't be able to stand that. Like, that's what a lot of people don't understand about this shit. Like, shit can happen overnight, but it's not going to happen overnight with no effort and no hustle. Like, you got to stay consistent with this shit. Like, consistency. Somebody said, I think it was Big Boy. Said they always want to say that you were overnight success, but nobody wants to talk about how long that night was. Facts. That's facts. You know what I'm saying? That's facts. And I was like, that makes sense to me. That makes sense to me. We never acknowledge, because just like you just gave the example of the single, but the 12 years that you put into before that time is what gave you the ear and the skill set to accomplish that goal in the time that you did it in. Freddie too, I can give you an example of that too. Boss Rabbit. What was big that? Record. With that big record? Yeah, one of my favorites. That's, I think, that came out in 2021, end of 2021, about February, around that time. That beat, that song came out in 2021. I probably made that beat in like 2016.
No bullshit.
And he told you 2017 some old shit. Like he said, like go to the other John, or did you have an idea?
No,
like,
I ain't know. They just
what
called
made
me.
you go back 6 years and 5 years and say this is one that
Because it was like I was on some like kind of like classic type vibe, like like I was on some original hip hop. Yeah, like I was on some original hip hop shit. Like I was like, he might could get this. Like this the type vibe. Yeah. Yeah, and that shit just worked, man. It was like I was mixing it up with like shit from that year and like some back in the day shit, and I just happened to throw that in there, and that was the one that caught.
So do you do good with remembering everything that you got that you ain't used yet? Like it's gotta be thousands in the archives. Like
I got hard drives, man. I got like 2 hard drives of like my old computers, like my old 2 computers that I need to open up and just
see what's going on.
Man, I got shit for days. I just gotta sit down one day and just go through all that shit. It's just like, cause I'm always every day I'm trying to create new shit. So it's like that shit just keep going. I gotta start taking some of my old shit and bringing it back out.
Yeah, I mean. At the end of the day, a lot of things is reciprocal. It sounds we could tweak shit, but when somebody say I want to do this vibe, that's the vibe.
Right.
That's the vibe. So you tell me you got something coming up February. What's going on February as far as what you can speak to, man?
February, my birthday coming up, man.
Happy birthday. You said you're bouncing out of town. Yeah,
I'm going out of town. We're gonna go work in a camp and shit. We're gonna go work. My producer group working on Dying. We're gonna do some music over there, get some stuff done. I'm gonna go lock in with Freddie again. We're working on a project. He ready to go back in the studio, so we just about to get working, man. February, we getting active.
What's them camps like?
Oh, they be the best, bro.
Is it like boot camp?
Well, look, the last camp I was at, my last camp last year, that's where I got Nicki Minaj's record at. From over in LA, I was at the camp.
Right.
And she heard the camp was going on, and they just needed music, and we made it happen from over there. Being in LA, that was the reason why I even got that song.
So you had like a compound?
No, we ran out of studio. Last year we was at Paramount.
Okay.
It's like probably, well, I know for sure it's gonna be an A1 studio, probably one of the top studios in LA. We just go in there for the 3-4 days straight. From 11 to 11, and just all producers from around the world. Like it's our producer group hosting it, but we bring producers that we friends with. We bring artists that we cool with, like Freddie. Other artists come in. But this year we just taking it up a notch, man. We got some special surprises gonna be in there, so
and everybody just exchanging energy and getting off.
Yeah, and just making records. Yeah, you in there making records though. We ain't in there just cooking up shit for nothing.
But
everything got a purpose.
Now that's my question: is it one of those things where all the producers is trying to make new shit because of the energy, or people running through files? Is it both?
Combination of both. Cause you might got something. You might be a producer. You are a producer. You might got something in the cut that you done made 3 years ago, but it's fresh to my ears, but it's fitting to what we making right now. So you throw me that loop and I throw my drums, now it's a whole new sound, you feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Or you might got some classic old school drums that fit this melody that I just made. So, collabing is beautiful. I'm totally for collabing. The only thing I be having against collabing is when people get janky with the business. Niggas start getting in their egos and all this goofy shit.
We can do splits on the phone.
Yeah,
while
but
we doing this.
Motherfuckers get in their egos sometimes. Like this producer might think because he did this and all that, he want this amount of money. And you know what I'm saying? I don't really.
Yeah, that's
why I don't collab with too many motherfuckers. That's a
conversation that you don't want to have when you're being creative or with creatives, because it's like we should just respect each other as such.
True. Yes and no.
Because what did I put to this project?
Yes and no. And I'm gonna tell you why. And I learned, and I'm not even gonna lie to you. This is one of the things I learned over the year. Over this year.
Teach me.
Last year when we was in the podcast, I probably wasn't even too much aware of this. Yes, it's good to leave the creativity there, but it's more important to understand the business, because you could sit here and create and we could build a bond right now and everything would be good, but as soon as that business slapped the table, fuck the whole relationship up.
And that's the sad but true part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the sad but true part, because like I believe in the whole job. Put some creatives, put some dope creatives in the room, crack the door, and let God in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna come out with
artists. Fire. Even with artists, man. Like I be having to go through that. Like I go through it with artists too all the time, man. It be like I had my differences with a couple artists this year. Like everything got ironed out and shit. But like I just be having to like check people sometimes, because it's like, bro, we producers, like we want to get you know what I'm saying, get compensated how we supposed to get compensated, just like how y'all are. So like, let's just handle good business, and we all make sure each other eat and make great music. That's what make everybody great. Back in the day when Hove and them was coming up, he made sure you knew Just Blaze. He made sure you knew Yeezy. He made sure you knew Guru. Like I'm saying, he made sure you knew Kodak Lens, Lenny S.
Absolutely.
The nigga that's taking his pictures.
Yep.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He made that brings the value of everybody up. Now Lenny S is, you can't book him for $5. He charging pictures for 100,000, shit like that. Like I'm saying, Guru, you can't even book. Like, you know what I'm saying? It brings everybody else value up. And artists don't think like that nowadays. These niggas just be thinking, let me put this shit on YouTube and get big, cash out.
Part of it too is everybody's quote unquote independent now.
Yeah, but still, they was independent. The Rock started off independent. They just organized their shit.
They started out independent with a lot of money.
Niggas got money, bro.
No, and I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
niggas got money.
You're wrong. I'm not arguing that you're wrong. I'm just saying people are looking at the budget different now when it ain't the white man money.
True.
Or the you know what I mean?
That's true. That's true. That's true.
That's all.
Niggas not willing to invest their own money.
Because
that's the problem.
At the end of the day, most motherfuckers are making more money now than then.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But now it's not just they said it cost such and such. Well, fuck it, it's on them. They got it. Like, where's the card? Like, it ain't that no more. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's a little different because producers say all the time, I used to charge 150, 200.
Yeah, a beat, because that's his brand. That's because your brand high, and you got Missy Elliott as your motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You don't breaking all Missy Elliott, Aaliyah, you got your whole. You know what I'm saying? Already.
But that's value across business too, right? Yeah. Because if you want a tattoo from Cartoon, he's charging you what he's worth per hour. Based on the fact that instead of doing your arm, he could be doing a lowrider hood.
Exactly.
And making X amount of dollars.
Facts.
So how does he prioritize the time to do your thing?
Facts.
Money
no,
talk.
It's the same shit with me though. I ain't gonna lie.
That's what I'm saying. That's the
like
same
that
business,
now.
right?
Yeah, like I ain't like, I'm not wasting my time on no bullshit when it's like independent artists hit me up all the time. And I try to compromise and all that, but at the end of the day, it gotta be worth it. Like,
it has
come
to
on,
be.
bro. I ain't worked this hard for nothing.
No, make it worth what I'm doing, because I do what I do. I do what I do well. That's important. I fuck with that though.
Somebody said, where the first 48 challenge at? I'm starting to challenge off. I want to go first.
All right.
It's dropping tonight, man.
Let's get to that. Since you brought it up. New first 48 challenge.
Yeah. Part 2.
You know what I mean?
I'll play it for y'all too. I'll send it to you.
Shout out to you for always giving people something positive to do. Because it creates an energy when you do these.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I just want to get some motion in the city, man. Get city united for something like.
But how do you choose what kind of beat you want to give them? Is it like, this is something that Philly dudes will want to bar to? Is it something that you think might challenge? Is it something that you think might be an up and coming wave? Is it just something you're excited about? Because you've done more than one now. This your second one.
Yeah, this is the second one. Well, the first one, I ain't gonna lie. First one, I just wanted to keep it like some hard shit, Philly shit. You know what I'm saying? Just keep that shit, like, make it to, like...
Which makes sense, especially for introduction.
You gotta deliver some heat, like, you know what I'm saying? That was the first one, so... yeah, that was a good job, but what I noticed from the first one, like, younger cats was going on it, but, like, not a lot of the new generation type artists, because it wasn't their style of beat. It wasn't their style, yeah. So this time around, I'm like, all right, how can I still keep it to where as though... You gotta spit some shit on it, but it's
translates.
It gotta be a blend of between both the younger generation and you gotta make something to where as though everybody will want to go in on it. And I think I hit it this time, so I played it for a couple motherfuckers, sent it to a couple
Mac
people.
Going crazy.
Yeah, he like it a lot
Shout
too.
out to Johnny Mac.
And I kept it sample wise too. Every 48 challenge, I'ma sample something, just like just like for that's just the trademark of it. I'ma just do a sample.
How many submissions for the last one? How many submissions from the last first 48 challenge?
God damn, it got too out of hand, bro. I don't know. A lot of people.
Thousands and thousands.
Like thousands. LGP Qual, he went, shout out to him. He was the first one that went viral on that shit. He went, his shit got over 3 million streams on Twitter.
Shout out to Qual, man.
He was going crazy. Man, everybody, bro. It was too many. I can't start naming people because niggas gonna be like, damn, you left me out. The whole city, like, everybody.
Like, everybody that I know did one.
Yeah, and they all did their thing, man, too. I was proud. I was actually proud, and it was an honor for them to even want to go on my shit, you feel what I'm saying? So it's like, if they never heard me say it, thank y'all, man. I appreciate the whole city for definitely fucking with me.
Anybody reach back and tell you that they got a They benefited from doing it or something like that.
Yeah, a lot of artists sprouted out off that shit. Like, it's a couple artists that told me like, yo, that shit got some of my highest views. Like,
you know, it's barbershops where niggas was just going through every joint, right?
Real?
Like,
that's crazy.
Watching all of the challenges back to back.
Yeah.
So people was getting looks.
That's fire.
You gotta think about this.
Damn.
Philly, bro. We ain't got too raw for the streets no more.
That's true.
So we still get into that.
That's kind of like
shit.
The new too raw for real.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I ain't never even think about that.
About it, you mirror your phone, you go on a hashtag, you run it. Oh no,
true.
my young boy did one. Pull this one up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Then it was and it started off like who got what hood got the hottest joint.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I started off. So every hood got their hottest rappers. Then that shit. Man, I had niggas from Africa down there doing the challenge. No bullshit. I had niggas from LA, chicks from LA, motherfuckers from down Texas.
Furthest artist you produced for?
Huh?
Furthest artist you produced for? You ever produced for somebody in Africa?
Yeah, my man Kofi Carter.
Mm-hmm.
Kofi Carter, he in Ghana. I produced for him. I produced a couple tracks for him.
How you spell Kofi Carter? How you spell his joint?
Kofie Carter. No, it might be Karte.
Okay. Yeah. You been to Ghana?
No, I want to go. I want to go AFROCHELLA. I might go. I might go.
You know they gotta change the name.
You do?
You know Coachella ain't playing that shit, bro.
Oh, they suing him?
They made Envy change his own car show name. They making them change their joint. They going. They
that
said
shit all the way in Africa though.
And I thought it ain't matter, bro. But they said they already got the new name. I forget what it's called. But I heard that was huge this year. Everybody was out there either that week or the week before.
AFROCHELLA, that shit. They say that shit big around Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go fuck with it. I'm gonna go out there one day.
That'd be dope. And he be did he rock at the last one?
I think he did perform. I don't know if he performed this year, but I know he performed last year.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So that'd be dope to be able to go down there and hold him down one time for the one time
go
too.
fuck with my boy.
Get the whole thing.
Yep.
That's all the love.
My man Kofi, he be going crazy. I like his music
Just
a lot.
don't drop your cell phone and blame nobody.
Oh no, I ain't dropping. I ain't dropping nothing. I'm gonna have that shit strapped to my belt. The joint I'm at. Ain't nobody going out. Ain't nobody robbing me. Fuck all that.
Don't be talking about somebody stole your cell phone
right
out there, man. That's not what we want to see. It's crazy though because who thought that there would be a time where like young rappers from over here was making that a destination?
Right.
Like it's that's dope. Everybody's like, no, go over there. I had a ball. I'm going again. You want to go? Like, it's a thing now. It's like going to Jamaica back in the day.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Ghana's a hot spot now.
Yeah, and it's not cheap at all. But
hell no, it ain't cheap.
Some of us are making some more money than we had.
Yeah,
back
facts.
then.
I can afford it now.
These things are like dope that I'm starting to notice out my folks. Man.
I can afford it now. Definitely, this gonna be the year. This gonna be the year I'm definitely hopping out the country, man. Fuck that. I gotta get out the country now this year. For I was supposed to. Freddie and them just came back from a tour 2 days ago in Australia. I was supposed to go out there with them.
How long did they do Australia? Because once you go that
nigga was out there for like 3 months.
Yeah, you gotta stay once.
I mean, not 3 months. He was out there for like 3 weeks.
You got
to like a year.
My man tours out there, and he goes for a month every time. I don't know how much of that is the show time, but he like by the time you go out there, he shoot videos, he do music, he
out there.
You know what I'm saying? So I just always imagine Australia is like you gotta be about a month.
Yeah, he was out there for like a month.
Yeah. That's dope. You ever been there?
I ain't even been out the country, bro.
Go to Australia, you gotta go to Ghana. You about to do all of that though. So
yeah, we gonna get there. God willing.
But that's the part that you gotta do, because you're absorbent. You're very observant.
Facts.
You pick up things well. You see what I'm saying? So what you would be able to add to what you do for business or whatever, also what you could do for people through conversation.
Yeah.
Once you have those experiences, it'd be monumental because you can explain it.
That's true.
You have a way of communicating with the people even when you ain't talking. That's why you're.
I never thought of that, man. I got to drink to that one, man. I never thought that one.
Man. It's a big
Take a sip of that one, man.
It's an important thing, and we gotta recognize those who are capable, and we sometimes gotta remind them that that's what they're supposed to do.
That makes sense. That make a lot of sense, bro.
It do.
I don't see shit like that. I don't never be thinking about it. I just be so caught up in working, so it's like I don't sit back every sometime to just think about like, damn, like we really onto some shit right here. This is like history that we kind of building, feel what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, it's different.
I don't never be thinking about that type shit. Like 10, 20, 30, 40 years now, niggas gonna be looking like, yo, these niggas was doing that around that time.
Exactly.
It's like I never really think about that sometimes. So it's like,
And sometimes we identify the initial gift
yeah,
and don't realize how many gifts are under that.
yeah,
You see what I'm saying? You got a lot for Christmas. It wasn't just the PlayStation.
facts.
You see what I'm saying?
That's facts.
It's things that came with that,
100%.
or because
yeah.
of that.
Damn.
Yeah.
We gotta step it up, man. See, think about shit like that make me want to even turn the stove up like it's just another notch. You know what I'm saying? Just take a shit to another notch, because at like the end of the day, we the future. Like, this is what motherfuckers gonna be looking at us like.
Yeah, it's
so
all legacy at this point.
Yeah, so we just gotta raise the bar, man.
And you a young man that have worked yourself into a global realm early with what you do artistically. That's a big thing. You have two of the biggest artists in the world, and then a few others.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of motherfuckers that ain't so big but are big as shit.
Yeah.
Like, you got a lot of levels to who you reach with what you do. When it comes so early, sometimes we nonchalant about it because it's like, well, this is where I be at. But at the same time, with great power comes great responsibility, because 98% of the people that you'll ever run into in life will never have the opportunity to have 100,000 people react to their thing.
Yeah, that's true.
20,000 people react to their thing. And you ain't even there. You sleep. You sleep. The song on somewhere across the country, and it's 200,000. 5,000 dudes is about to get some head because your song came on.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy.
I ain't gonna lie. Somebody definitely sent me some joints saying they was getting some pussy to one of my songs. I was like, y'all crazy. I was like, damn.
Like, that is, and I don't want you to be arrogant, because I like you how you are. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to get a little cocky, I think you do that. But at the same time,
if necessary.
But at the same time, you a grown man now, so you are who you are now.
Right.
But that's a major thing. That is dope as hell. You see what I'm saying?
Appreciate
like, example that will relate to my life, because I've never done anything that big. But like,
oh, what you mean? You on a big scale right now?
Yeah, but I mean, 100,000 people saying "SippinWitSammie" is different.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I get what you're saying.
When I go around my folks, I go to homecoming, college. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Morgan State, and I'm getting saluted and congratulations from because they see that I'm doing something that means something.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And I'm standing there like, shit, I didn't even realize y'all was paying attention.
Damn, that makes sense.
You see what I'm saying? So imagine where you supposed to be at, with not with your arrogance, with your responsibility. Yeah. But you're handling that because your intention is always to help others.
Yeah. See, I feel like now it's like my intention, like I'm just learning. It's like I still want to be a producer. But I feel like I'm ready. My purpose is like, it's starting to be a little more different, if that makes sense. Like, I'm still making beats and producing records, but it's like I feel like I got a responsibility to like shape like what's up to come next. Like I'm saying.
I think you do, but I also think
I don't know why. And that was never my intentions neither. But I just feel like that's just what's been dropped on me. Like,
I think that you have the gift to do so. I think that you are recognizing your capabilities in that fashion. But I also think that you've done so much dope shit so far that you never could put the pad down.
True, yeah, no, I ain't gonna start making beats now. This shit just getting started.
But put yourself in the position to do both. Because one question I was going to ask you, actually, right before you said that, was your ideal workspace. If you was to build a studio from scratch, or if you could pick it out, you know what I mean, and it looked exactly like you, office space, studio, whatever have you. What are the things that are necessary to have?
If I could make anything I would want to do, all right, bet. I would have
some long term shit, something that you would stick with.
All right, my first studio would be set up like I could use these too. It'd be an A room. Like, I definitely need an A room, so I guess we could put this here as the A room. Boom. This would be the main control room. You know, A room would look like some fucking like big ass board, shit like that. Lights, boom. A room. Then I'll have I guess like a lounge or like a lounge area. So the lounge area will be like, in the lounge area though, I'll have like a DJ setup, so it kind of look like a little lounge, like a real lounge.
Like a real lounge.
Yeah, so when you in the studio cooking up, you want to go test your records. That's where the bitches and all that would be. Y'all go sit in there. You can go test your records in the lounge and see how the feel would be. See if that hit for the club or what energy.
So you're not making an A room but so big, is what you're saying?
No, the A room gonna be alright. The A room could be.
Well, the B room ain't gonna be but so big.
The B room just gonna be like production rooms. Like they're just gonna be the only thing you need is
so you're gonna need the
speakers.
lounge. I'm with you.
Only thing you need is speakers, like, and then pool table shit like that. But the lounge is not for like just a hangout lounge, just to go test your records. So it'll be on some DJ shit. So certain nights we might even have something going on in there. We just got a major artist come, he got 1,000 bitches with him.
Mm-hmm.
Like he got 1,000, like he got. You know what I'm saying, vibes with him in the studio, they chilling out there, pool table, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, we just made these records. Let's see how this hitting.
Right.
Like on the concert speakers. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, you got the bigs out there.
Yeah, shit like that. So other than that, that's cool. Like that's all I need for real.
A room, B room, lounge,
and cookies, like unlimited cookies. Like that's how the big studios be having like free cookies. Like,
would you have an office or would your office be a studio?
I have an office, but it wouldn't be for me. It'd just be for like whoever worked there or something. If I have an office, it's gonna be like my own private studio. I have another studio room just for me. I have my own shit.
Now we gonna dial back to when you said with the producing shit, you know what I'm saying? But I think I'm just supposed to help people. Your ideal office space doesn't sound like that. It sounds like you still focused on production of the thing.
Cause I feel like I get what you're saying, but I feel like I don't know, like the office space supposed to be for like my comfortability, like
but what I'm telling you is you never gonna put the pad down. That's basically what I'm
exactly saying. Yeah, no, that's not. It's not.
You never gonna put the pad down.
Yeah, it's a wrap. I'm in it forever for sure.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna be like a Dr. Dre ass nigga. I'm sure he ain't making beats every day, even though he be making it look like it. I don't know if he ain't making beats.
What's your ideal vibe if they say it don't make sense to keep producing in Philly, you gotta pick somewhere else that you would prefer to live, where the energy is that you think you want to create, or the artists are that you.
And I don't gotta worry about the cost.
Yeah.
I gotta worry, or I don't gotta worry.
You don't have to worry about the cost. Or do both.
I'll probably go to LA.
Give me both.
If I ain't gotta worry about the cost, I'll probably go to New York or LA. Nah, not New York. Hell no.
I don't think we really Philly.
New York
got really
New York
big on New York.
It's too many people.
Not long term. Yeah.
It's too small.
It's crowded enough.
It's
here.
like this times 10.
Exactly.
Like with 1,000 more people.
Yeah.
I'm cool off that.
So LA.
Yeah, LA or Atlanta.
If money ain't a thing, is LA.
Yeah, LA, because that's where most of the artists are. And most of the labels. And
yeah, you doing meetings
Atlanta.
directly with the label, so you need
Atlanta or LA.
Atlanta. All right.
But yeah, I'm down Atlanta already now, so.
Yeah, but see, for us, Atlanta's not hard to get to.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's the biggest hub, so them tickets ain't last minute them pups.
Last minute you can get a ticket for like $120. Trust me, I know.
And be there by the party.
I am infamous.
be there by
be there an hour and 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Flat in Atlanta. I remember one time I took a trip to Atlanta. I got on a flight at 6 a.m. Got in Atlanta at like 7:30. I went there, did a session, then I came home that same day. I caught the red eye home like 7 o'clock, John. Got back home at 9. Wow. Niggas ain't even know I just went to Atlanta.
Nobody knew you was gone,
yeah.
But see, that's what it do, and that's when the business is like. I watch stuff sometimes on documentaries and shows, and they show certain people that do certain jobs. They're like, basically, they live on airplanes.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not talking about rappers and entertainers. I'm
talking
like
about stewardess,
or just business people that do big business that have to travel country to country, city to city to represent their company.
Yeah, I met this contractor. I be meeting people all the time on the flights. I met this contractor boy. He do some shit like that. He just fly everywhere checking on his stores. And I was like, God damn, that's all you do, yup.
And it's like
company pay for him.
You got people out here that don't want to get on a plane, and it's like, man, some people get on planes like escalators.
Me, I love planes. I love getting on planes.
I like flying. I like getting there fast.
I'm a pilot.
Edibles come in handy.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm a pilot. Would you believe that?
No, I would, because I saw the picture. The first pilot from ERIE Ave.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? He was like 13. That's how old you was?
Yeah, no, I was 16.
16?
I'm a student
you still
pilot.
Looking
I'm really
young.
a student pilot.
When did you start flying shit?
I went to military school, right? And I probably was in like 10th or 11th grade. And we had like, you know, I was in military school, so they had like an opportunity, like it's this program called Organization of Black Airline Pilots. It's called OBAP. And like the opportunity came to
I like
school.
the idea of that, but yeah, go ahead.
The opportunity came to a school, and I just was like, and my sergeants and them, they was like, yeah, we could try it. Like,
and you was with the shits.
Yeah, when I went there, I ain't knew shit about flying.
Had you been on a plane before that?
It was a 3-week program. I flew on a plane like twice, but I wasn't on no shit like how I am now.
I used to fly.
It was a 3-week program. It was a 3-week program. When I got there day one, I didn't know a goddamn thing about flying. So the first week, like, I had to learn everything. Like, at the same time while I'm in there, it's like you got instructional time, then you got air time.
The whole time. Dope.
7 days a week. Just a camp.
Dope. I like it.
So we was doing that. The first week I learned how to fly. I mean, the first week I learned like what shit is, like everything, all that type shit.
All them damn switches.
Yeah, and mind you, is motherfuckers there that's they dads pilots. They growing up, like, you know what I'm saying.
They born
Those
into
motherfuckers
this shit.
coming from all over the country. You know what I'm saying. So it's like
they been trained for this. already.
They into the shit. Like niggas already got miles and pilot miles because you got like a logbook that
I would imagine
calculate
so.
all your miles up. Niggas coming in there with logbooks
every time you
already.
take off, you got a log. So.
Yeah, niggas done did the program 2-3 times and all that type shit. So I'm in there like, fuck, I don't even know. I know how to drive a car, but I don't even got no license. I'm
Young
16.
black boy from ERIE.
Bro, by week 2, I learned how to fly the shit. By week 3, I did my first solo.
What was you flying?
I was flying, it's a plane called Piper Warrior.
Okay.
And then they got something called Cessnas.
I know Cessnas.
Well, Cessna is kind of like the same thing. You know, Piper Warrior probably like Chevy. Cessna probably like Ford.
Okay.
Same shit. Like,
same exact.
Yeah, same type
right.
shit.
Yeah.
So that's what we learned. And actually, like, I can tell a lot of people, they probably won't believe me. Like, how we learned how to do them Jones. Like, we had air time, but like, besides the air time, like say if we in the air and niggas not paying attention or shit that we need to learn and practice on in the air, like our turns, like lowering your altitude and shit
Why are
like
you in
that.
the air not paying attention? What do you mean?
No, not even necessarily.
Is that a thing?
No, not necessarily paying attention, but it's like executing shit. Like when the instructor tell you to execute certain shit, you got to do it correctly. You feel what I'm saying? Like if he tell you to drop the flaps and shit, I'm saying shit you probably wouldn't know.
I know what you mean, but
flaps, knots, like he tell you to lower your altitude and all that type of shit. You got to know.
That's smarter than me.
Yeah, you got to know how to do that shit.
Right.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like if you fucking up in the instruction time.
While you in the air?
In the air, when you get back on the ground, then before you go to sleep, because it was like a camp still too. So like, you got to practice on fucking flight simulator.
Right.
That's what I was thinking. Game, like, but they got like a.
Them Jones dope now.
Yeah, but they got like a controller. Like they bought like it's like the most expensive controller set up to like a real cockpit, and even to like how the movement of the plane, like and all that shit on the
rumble
computer.
packs and sway packs and all of that.
Like that shit feel like you in the air, and that's really how niggas learn. And
about
my
the third
first solo,
week, you
bro.
was good.
Third week, I ain't gonna lie, bro, and it's crazy. I was the last nigga. Like, how it go is like you do whoever do they solos. Like once the instructors feel like, all right, you ready to do your solo. Your solo is like you gotta fly the pattern in the air. So it'd be like we was in Delaware, so you would probably fly to like maybe like Philly and back, or like something. It's only like a couple minutes, like you know what I'm saying, or the pattern, your first solo, and the solo was like. That was like basically like the graduation of the program. I was the last nigga to do it. I was the last one. And
but you did
it. Yeah, I completed it. For sure.
That's heavy. That's heavy.
And it was some shit I ain't even care. But that was like, God damn, I'm a pilot. What the fuck?
That's crazy though. So
Yeah,
you
shit's
certified.
crazy.
You still do you have to redo your joint, update it?
I probably gotta go get updated and shit like that and get back in the field, but.
They probably run another test.
But it's something I could do. Yeah. They probably just check. Yeah, you gotta do your eye checks and get your health shit and all that type shit. Yeah,
Is
but
that a passion?
no, it was at one point.
You know what's his name? Lil Duval. He live on an island. He got a couple planes. He flies on planes and shit. Would you ever buy your own plane?
Hell yeah. I would buy a Piper Warrior or a Cessna.
Something small. Fly to get groceries.
Yeah, exactly. Like we fly to get groceries. Yeah, because they don't got no potato bread in LA, so I might fuck around, fly back to Philly. No bullshit. There's no potato bread in LA, so
I've been on a small ass plane before though. Like
they the scariest ones though.
I've been on a helicopter and I've been on a little ass plane. I shot a video on a helicopter. First time I was in a helicopter, there's a camera on my face. I got play cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta.
And helicopters be so crazy because it's like right there. Like the door is right here. You got.
He's turning the joint sideways. Like
yeah, it's like and you leaning.
Yeah, like you can do anything when you top heavy. That's crazy.
I don't really like helicopters.
But with the little plane one time, my man, and I ain't gonna say his name because he's not with the young lady no more. His lady, her grandfather was at the private airport out Northeast.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And she surprised him for his birthday with a private flight or whatever. But she invited gang. That was part of the surprise.
Right.
We get there with 18 bottles. There's like 6 of us.
On a plane? Y'all crazy.
On this little ass plane. And we about to fly to New York and back.
Oh, y'all
and
crazy.
You know that don't take no time.
Yeah, that's like 40 minutes. Probably less than that.
Bro, we pulling up the drag cooler with the wheels on it and all that.
That's like a 15-minute flight.
They like, you ain't even gonna need more than one bottle. What is y'all doing?
Right.
We so
y'all think y'all about to have a party bus to DC. Jet. Y'all think y'all private jet into New York to LA.
Shakiest flight I've ever been on in my life. And the crazy thing is, and I've flown into places and had to get on a small plane to get to the next place as a kid. But it was shaky as hell, and it was one of them things where one of my homies ain't want to go. And I had to tell him, bro, this one of them Jones where like, if something happened, do you want to be the one that was still here?
I remember my homies. I had my homie, my man. He ain't like flights at all. He was scared to fly. Put him on a flight with us. That nigga want to fly every week now. Any chance he get, he out of here.
You know that's Fat Joe's story.
For real?
They used to take Escalades and Navigators across the country. He wouldn't fly.
Yeah.
He wouldn't fly. He was like John Madden. He wouldn't. That's why Madden had the bus, because he wouldn't fly neither.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah, and somebody
The Madden bus.
Somebody forced Joe to fly, or he was in a situation where he had to fly. He's been flying ever since. I think at one point he bought a plane, if I'm not tripping.
Damn.
But like Joe, like they used to caravan, all them big motherfuckers and all that, whatever they was coming with, was in Escalades, Navigators, and
Damn, you just put me on, bro. So the whole time, because I remember seeing the Madden bus and what was that movie, Little Rascals, and the Madden bus pulled up.
Madden wouldn't fly.
Damn.
And then Madden kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it was and that's part of it too for a lot of big guys. It's one thing to be afraid to fly. It's another thing to know that you're going to be uncomfortable for hours. You see what I'm saying? Or you might
that little ass
somebody
seat.
else's personal space.
Yeah.
Like that's not a thing that people want to go through.
Big niggas got to buy 2 seats.
But it's funny because like I said, having somebody like Lil Duval that's a comedian that is not the biggest comedian, but he's made some bread.
Yeah. No,
he like, I live on an island and I bought some planes and I fly my own little planes around and I do and nobody bothers me. Like we could do that, and you already got a license.
He got an island too. That's crazy.
He doesn't own one, but he lives on an island.
Yeah, where he can fly. Like he got a little.
Where he got a situation. He got lost at sea last year for a couple of days,
What
and
the
then
fuck?
his phone kicked back in and he got saved. Like we almost lost him last year. Nobody even heard about it. It's crazy, bro.
You
Look it
gotta
up.
chill out.
Look it up, yo.
He on island. He on some motherfucking Indiana Jones shit. He gotta chill.
And it's funny because like up until like probably 5 years ago, Lil Duval never smoked weed. As soon as he started smoking weed, he been turned out.
Oh,
and he
man.
been living like a hippie.
That boy crazy, Lil Duval, man. He a funny nigga.
Shout out to him. He's hilarious. And he was a part of a lot of our favorite videos.
Yeah, he was.
No bullshit.
He was.
Is that a thing for you, cameos? How do you feel about them? Do you like being mysterious?
I really don't care. Sometimes I pop up.
I'll
do it.
Support the situation.
I do it just because the purpose I know of, like I know the importance of branding.
Right.
And I know people like look at me like to. Like,
you don't want to look back and be like, that was a chance I could have marketed.
Some
myself.
motherfuckers say they look at me like an artist too. That's why I'm hosting niggas projects too now. I'm on my DJ drama shit.
Word. Why not? And you know we got the energy, the lingo, and all of that. We supposed to do that.
I'm hosting niggas tapes and all that now.
And shout out to Cannon because I always thought Cannon was a little funnier.
Yeah.
Cannon.
I fuck with Cannon too.
Cannon kind of funny with them drops.
Yeah, I want to produce with Cannon one
Drama
day.
got the voice, Cannon got the wit.
Yeah.
That's why they're
It's like hand in hand.
Yeah, that's why they're a dope team.
Yeah, you know, I'm younger generation, man.
But you
just
know,
looked
niggas
up
don't
for
pick up on little shit like that.
Yeah,
Like,
I do.
Every drop ain't a drop.
Yeah, no, it's not. Some shit just happened by accident, then it become the drop.
A lot of DJs got their tags that way.
Yep.
Somebody said it the right way. They put the right effect on it. It's on every record now.
It's fact.
But if I do that, do you owe me money?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Because it wasn't the initial idea when we did all the paperwork.
I don't think producers get money for that. I think they embrace it. It's more kind of like a blessing thing.
Yeah,
it's like an honor.
Yeah.
Like if somebody do a tag for me, it's like and I like it and I want to use it as my honor.
If it wasn't intended as a tag, if I start a record off and I say, Swaggyono killed this motherfucker, and you like how I said it, right?
Mm-hmm.
The song do whatever it do, whether good or bad, right?
Yeah.
And then you do 18 songs with Janet Jackson, Drake, Future, fucking Andre 3000, and my voice is on all of those joints. Is there a thing? I haven't.
No, I think that should be like honor. You should be honored that your voice is on there.
I would.
I feel like I'm just talking like in general, not you specifically.
I would be.
But I feel like that's an honor. Like if you said that, that's an honor. I would like. All right, for instance, if I say somebody tag.
Is that considered a percentage of the record?
I say, yo, I'm sipping with Sammie, and then your shit on Janet Jackson. You know, I wouldn't want no percentage. I'd be like, damn, we turned up. He really turned up.
But is that something that somebody might be able to hold against you later? I'm not talking about for me. I'm talking about something for.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you probably would have to go get that copywritten and shit, or you probably had to get some type of paperwork saying that you authorized to use that. If it get that deep, yeah, but that's nutty.
And I'm only saying that because now that's the way. Like every like producers didn't use that always had tags.
Most producers that's like that is used like for instance.
And a lot of them tags built their career because recognizable, you know.
Yeah, but I feel like the relationship with the artist that's actually saying the tag, they got a relationship with that person. Because I'm not gonna use a random nigga saying Swaggyono on the beat tag. Like you know what I'm saying.
That's a good point.
Everybody that's on the tag is somebody that's like I had a relationship with them somehow. Yeah. So I know them.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to put you in a position to make a declaration for everybody, but I'm just asking because now that I think
I know motherfuckers that pay for tags.
Yeah. Well, if you pay,
they'll pay somebody to make a tag for them,
and the business been done already. That's just like if I ask you for a feature, once you tell me your number, then I paid you for the feature.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like, no, that makes sense. I just was curious about that because I know that one thing that producers have latched on to within the last 10 years is making sure that they had an identifiable sound or tag at the beginning of their beats.
Yeah.
And Hitmaker, who you mentioned earlier, we was hearing that before we realized it was Berg for so long, but we knew every time we heard that some shit was coming on.
Yeah.
So,
well, I like Just Blaze was one of the first niggas I heard.
One of the first ones. Just Blaze?
Exactly.
One of the first ones. And we heard him on mixtapes. He was on biggest records and the mixtapes.
Exactly. He was like the first like tag like that I heard. You got like
that's memorable.
Timbaland, Pharrell, even like Swiss Beats, they ain't really have a set tag, but you'll know their sound or their voice, like, you know what I'm saying? But Just Blaze had the tag. That
you know what Swiss did that was similar?
That's the first that I heard.
He didn't do it on every record, but once in a while, Swiss would start a beat
like
with
Swizzy or Showtime or some shit like that. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, for sure. But he ain't do that every time.
Swizzy, the Showtime. Like he used to do them, but that wasn't the tag.
Yeah, exactly. That's just him. I mean, it was kind of considered the tag, him being on there, but like. That Just Blaze one was the first like you saying like if Young Metro don't trust you, like one of them type, like a stamp tag.
Yeah. What's your favorite outside of yourself? What's your favorite producer tag you ever heard?
I'm working on dying.
Who's that?
That's my producer group I'm a part of.
Oh, all right.
So I can't say that neither. I ain't gonna say that.
Cheating ass.
Alright. Hold on, let me think. My favorite tag that I like to hear.
TK, fuck these motherfuckers up. That's my shit. What? How that shit go?
I ain't gonna lie. I like hearing. I ain't gonna lie. No, I gotta say that my favorite time out. I was about to get some young niggas credit, but I gotta pause. I had to think.
You
about
got a classic.
My favorite tag ever is Justice League. Yeah, when I hear that shit come on, I know some real shit about to come on. Like whenever I hear that Justice League, I know we about to get some elegant shit. Like I'm like, no.
You realize, I'm sure you took notice. The Maybach music joint always changes, right?
What you mean?
Maybach music.
Oh yeah.
It always changes a little bit.
Yeah, I think Ross got the best tag.
Is he that big that like?
He just made. I told. I be arguing with niggas, man. I ain't even gonna go ahead with niggas. I argue with niggas. Ross my favorite rapper, bro. Like literally my favorite rapper
of all time, based on
his money. His music just make me want to get money. It motivates.
I'm about to say his money. What?
It's elegant. You know what I'm saying? Like his music is just elegant, bro. It's like
his music is full. It's complete. If you're the kind of person that can hear a record and rank it at a percentage fairly, he's always in the 90-something%.
Exactly.
When he puts out a record, like it feels right.
Yeah, and then niggas be trying to say, "Oh, Ross."
And his approach is consistent.
I said, Ross, man, why you think he always doing major records with all these major artists? Drake, all these guys. Why you think they always got Ross on the feature? Because he know how to set the tone with the music. Like he just bring his presence on the track is just different. You know what I'm saying? It just tend to me. I like this one of my favorites. It is my favorite, right?
His artistry and musicianship saved him in the middle of a battle that was crazy to somebody that everybody had him losing to, and that says a lot. But outside of that, like, he could keep making Maybach music after Maybach music after Maybach music, and you always gonna want to hear it.
Exactly.
You're always gonna want to hear it, and that's crazy. Redman ain't made but so many Superman lovers.
Exactly. I be trying, or people be arguing me down all the time. I be like, all right, man.
Do you tap into that old school shit? The Redman, There Is a Dark Side, Time, and all of that? Like,
I've heard it.
Inspiration?
Recently, no, I haven't been. I ain't even gonna lie. And maybe I should, but I've been kind of like just trying to develop my own sound. So I ain't really been trying to study nobody because I feel like I studied enough to where as though I could like. I just been trying to evolve my own sound and develop. And I should look back into like emulate some older sounds, but I be really just trying to create my own shit. Like,
as an outsider, I look at some of the old stuff and I'm like, with the new tools, some of those sounds aren't even going to be recreated directly.
Yeah. But
the influence could be heavy.
Yeah, it's always going to be like that. Everything always come from influence. Nothing is ever just created out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is always like that's evolution. Mm-hmm. Shit always gets starts like hip hop. Like you learn from what you was listening to.
I think a producer conversation I heard recently, I don't want to say I think because I know for a fact, but I'm saying I think that it was based on they were explaining, okay, I was watching Hot 97 when they do Whitish Wednesdays, and they were doing hip hop songs that came from white samples.
Okay. Right?
And they played some of Dre stuff. Mm. And the things that he sampled was hard as hell before he sampled it. But when he sampled it, it sounded bigger.
Way crazier. Because they added drums.
Bigger. And it's not just drums, but it's like taking something from a hole in the wall to a stadium.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a gift within itself. That's an angle of production.
That's facts.
Right?
Yep.
So even if you say, well, he didn't create, he didn't do this, well, shit, I heard them drums on the last one. I heard that cymbal on the last crazier. One. I heard that flute on the last one. But when he did it, it came in like the queen was about to descend from the top of the stairs.
Exactly, yeah. Like, it's just was
you
like...
get that from him?
From Dre?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, he a pioneer.
Because he samples a lot of shit and people don't even recognize it.
Yeah.
Everybody else, we be like, I remember this. With Dre, it'd be like...
No, but everybody back in the day, that's how they made beats though. They all sampled.
Yeah, but he's still...
Sampling was the way of life back in the day. Sampling is the way of life now. Sampling is never going to die.
Who's a producer that you learned the most from, that you work with? Or work, side by side with, been in the camp with, whatever, that's like put you on to how to elevate your sound or a different range you could benefit from or something like that?
I'm going to be honest, like, my people in my producer group working on
That's
dying,
cool.
Like, and it's like...
You can say them this time.
Yeah, it's like kind of like... we kind of motivate each other, and it's like we already know what we know, but it's like our sounds just grow together because we work together so much. So it's like I might get inspired from this guy, he might get inspired from me. I'm saying shit like we all bring unique abilities to the table to create like newer sounds.
So give some names of the people that elevate, help constantly, y'all constantly help elevate each other.
Yeah, well, my manager, first of all, he push us to death. WOD Ness, you know what I'm saying? He push us to the death. Like, you'll think he a producer the way he worked for us. He is a producer, but, you know what I'm saying? He works his ass off for us. Then you got myself. You have Oogie Man. He actually just produced Drake, Jumbotron Poppin'. Him and his brother, Wake Up Filthy. Mm-hmm. They produced that. They're part of our group. They influenced me a lot. I work with them guys a lot. They always push me to go harder. Mm-hmm. Facts Only, another producer.
Mm-hmm.
He from out Delaware. That's like my brother. Like me and him work together the most. Then you got Benny X, another producer, Kimchi, female. Like we all just got our own different type of energy.
No, but that's dope.
Benny X is going crazy. He over it right now. He in Paris right now at the Givenchy fashion show. He did music for them last year, so you know.
Heavy.
Everybody just got their own motion, so it's like kind of like we motivate each other. You know what I'm saying? So that'd be like the best thing. Like the sound be growing. Like when we see and we don't even see each other every day on a daily basis, but it's like we communicate every day and shit like that.
Dope.
But like that helps grow the sound and like me as a professional producer, because I feel like the music now is like it's not really about growing the sound no more. It's like this shit, I ain't gonna lie, making music like playing a video game now. Like that shit is easy. It's like everything else that come with it that's hard. Like
no, explain is not about growing the sound. Don't dance around that.
Well, yeah, it is, but once you get to a level of like you'll understand it. Like you'll understand what I'm saying when you hit that pinnacle or that level. Like it's easy to make music, bro. Like
no, and I understand as far as the process goes, but I'm talking about for the layman. You know what I'm saying? For the person that's not in the position that you're in, or that's trying to get to the position that you're in.
Yeah, you still got to be sharp. It got to be undeniable. Yeah, no, fuck that. You got to be sharp. It got to be undeniable.
I understand genius, I understand talent, I understand putting your 100,000 hours in.
Yeah.
But for somebody that's not, you know what I mean?
It got to be quality and quantity and consistency.
Sound like balance to me.
That's the three things that you have to have. Quality has to be phenomenal, especially if you're trying to work with an A1 artist, so your production got to be A1. It's like that's just how it has to be.
So with the producer argument, like we watched Jermaine and Diddy argue on I produce, he don't produce.
Right.
We've seen this be a thing for a while. A lot of times Diddy name come up, but there's quite a few others. There's Gotti's and all type of people that come up in this conversation, right?
Right.
What's your take on the opinion of what? Because you actually made the distinction earlier between beat making and being a producer when you said if you introduce you to somebody, you would say one versus the other just to dumb it down. Okay. Basically, so how do you feel about the?
All right. Well, I'm gonna say this: producing, you don't have to be a producer. You don't necessarily have to make beats. To be a producer, you don't have to make beats, and to be a beat maker, you don't necessarily have to produce.
Right.
Yeah, producers basically the job of a producer is to produce the record. No matter how you do it, get the record done.
The pieces together to solve the puzzle to put it out.
Yeah, I could sit here and say, damn, Sammie, you make this beat for Tierra Whack right here. Y'all name it this, or y'all this type tempo. I bring this guitar player in, let him strum it. We're gonna put it out. You produce that record. You feel what I'm saying? So
I've done that countless times before. That's why we use that as a producer earlier. I ain't argue with you.
Like, I was talking to one of my OGs, Carvin. One of my OGs, Carvin, and shit. He was telling me how when he met Quincy Jones, what he said to him and shit about production and shit. And he says like this: is that basically it's like a puzzle. Like you know what I'm saying? He says like a puzzle where all the pieces are scattered out. And your job is just to put the puzzle together. Like, so you might got musicians, artists, engineer, song style, whatever. Your job is just to put the producer's job is to put the puzzle together. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's where a lot of people get confused at with like producers and beat makers and shit like that. So a lot of these A&Rs can be producers and shit.
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, 9 out of the 10 records that you've heard or that you're going to keep hearing forever have a lot of moving parts that made them successful.
Hell yeah. The only thing I do is look at the credits. People don't read.
Like, bottom line. And then watch the interview when they was questioned about it, and they'll tell you who they referenced and how they got to that vibe. Like,
yeah, but there's nothing wrong with that, though. That's what
this is art.
Yeah, people don't got to get it confused. People think, like,
I'm not
one person is supposed to get the song.
Sing the hook, even if you told me to sing it that way.
People think one person is just supposed to just super genius and they come up with this shit out of nowhere.
That's
by
not fair.
themselves.
For the world.
Yeah,
For the
forever.
world.
Yeah, this is a team effort, man. Nothing is done by yourself.
You
in
only
life.
get a Prince once a generation.
Exactly. Nothing is done. All these none of these artists wouldn't be phenomenal if it wasn't for their phenomenal team behind them. I can guarantee that. Even myself, bro, I wouldn't be who I am right now if I didn't decide to work with the right team.
Who represents you when you negotiating things? You have
WOD Ness. That's my manager.
Okay.
He negotiates all deals for me.
You're not in a
And
position
I have my own production company too called Instant Classics where I got some younger artists. I actually started that this year too where I got a couple younger producers that's under my wing, so I'm managing them. So I'm representing them and I'm basically getting coached from Ness. You know, he went to school for this and he went to Berkeley and shit like that. So I'm just learning the game, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm just learning the shit and just putting on motherfuckers underneath.
No,
representation, yeah, I got him and my lawyer.
That's what's up. No, I just, cause you know, you one of them, so they listening. They
and myself
to
too.
shit.
I'm learning. I'm still like small shit. I can execute my own. Like he teach me the game. Like he's not. Before he was my manager, this is my guy. Like, you know what I'm saying, he's my brother already. So it's like he just be giving me advice wherever he can give it. You know what I'm saying, and he know I'm smart enough to like develop my own shit. So he just be telling me like certain shit how it's supposed to go, and I pick up on it so I can execute certain plays that's, you know what I'm saying, in my jurisdiction, to where as though if it's something that's out of my jurisdiction, I toss it up to him, you know what I'm saying, him and the lawyer, and they'll take care of it. But if it's something small, like on an independent level, I can handle the
You
shit.
can figure it out yourself.
Yeah.
But when you're going into negotiations with people that negotiate, it's always easier when there's somebody in between you and them.
Yeah, exactly. From the door, I just send him to him.
Yep. Because all that friendship shit and all of that, nah, we can't figure that out before we figure out the business.
Damn, I ain't gonna lie, he gonna charge you out the ass if I send you to him.
As you should though, because his client is a motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
all right, yeah, okay,
his
true,
client
true.
is a motherfucker. And he should. And then that gives you the space or the grace to be able to give to other people that might not have that. Because you made it over here, you could.
Yeah, man, we work, man. This shit costs money, man. I just booked a flight to LA for $500 one way.
One way.
Yeah, this shit
Don't know
definitely
when I'm coming back.
Yeah, this shit definitely
Might
costs
buy a
money,
house
man.
while I'm out there. Might get that good to me.
This shit costs money, bruh. This shit, you gotta pay to play.
Once again, I wanna shout out HB for making sure that we stayed in contact.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out HB.
I'm excited about what you got going on and your upside, your trajectory. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that you can do a lot of things by accident.
Yeah.
That you don't even realize.
Facts.
That are great things.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying?
Facts.
And that's exciting to me. That boosts me.
That's kind of is exciting too, man. That's exciting and scary at the same time because it's like, damn, I really don't be knowing what could happen sometime. Like anything can happen.
You might have produced something 8 years ago that might pop off.
Exactly.
TikTok might just pick it up.
Exactly.
It didn't get no traction yet until TikTok picked it up.
Exactly.
Like this, we in a different time now. You see what I'm saying? And when the producer is the first and the last motherfucker to get paid.
I be figuring it out, man. I be having
putting rappers on Super Bowls, brother.
I'm trying to control the narrative, man. I'm learning about that, man. It's
you gonna get a record on the Super Bowl, my nigga?
It's like I'm trying to just like I'm gonna start dropping my own records. It's like I'm gonna start putting my own albums out. I'm working on my own album now as we speak. And you know who actually gave me the idea to do that? Freddie. One day he was down here performing for Made in America. And he was just like, we was just sitting on the balcony smoking before he performed. We just out there, just me and him, just smoking, talking, chilling.
Freddie smokes a lot, don't he?
Like regular niggas, like me, like us.
Alright,
regular shit.
I smoke quite a bit, but
smoke like us, regular shit.
Alright.
We just on the balcony smoking, whatever, chilling. He like, yo, man, you know what he came out of nowhere. Like, yo, you know what you need to do? Put your own album out, dog. Like,
I think it's a good idea.
He said niggas fuck with you enough to where as though they want to be a part of your albums, like, 'cause they know you make good music already. Like, nigga, you know what I'm saying? I got you.
You got verses that ain't
That's
nothing happen with. You can put yourself on the record y'all ain't put out yet.
Yeah.
Like, all of that shit.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense.
And it's like, I appreciate him for that because he unlocked a new like thought
But
process.
that's what make him a real one, because he's not using you for where you are. He's trying to figure out where you could be.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's expressing that to you.
And from that, I'm like, damn, I'm like, he really fuck with me, because a lot of artists don't even be on that. Like, he really fuck.
Niggas will give you money every day and won't give you no real advice.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts,
at the end of the day, that advice.
Niggas will give you money, but don't teach you how to make your own. That's the big difference.
Open another door.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? He's teaching you another pond of fishing, another ocean full of fucking produce. You know what I mean? Full of shit you can produce. I mean,
facts.
But like, I like that, and it makes me feel better about supporting Gibbs because he's supporting you.
Yeah, that's my boy, 100%, man, 1000%.
You see what I'm saying? And if he ever in the city, he's more than welcome to slide through Sipping with Sammie. We can talk some
we
shit.
fuck around, make that happen someday, one day possibly, man.
Listen,
we fuck around, make that happen, man.
There's a lot of things.
That's my boy.
Just like in your world, in our world, we figuring out a lot of things that's looking like beautiful possibilities for the future. And we're gonna be in a position to do whatever we can exchange in the in between.
Let's do it, man.
And
my
that's
boy.
what it's gonna be. But we ain't putting nothing on it. We just gonna see it through.
We make it happen, man. God willing, man. Shit happen.
No pressure. Everybody just keep working.
Facts.
Just keep working in a positive
what's meant to happen will happen, indeed, for sure.
Exactly. So that's how I carry it, man. That's definitely how I carry it. Anything else that you got going on, coming up, building on that we didn't touch on that you need to say this time?
I'm working on a producer battle. I'm working on the producer battle coming up. You know what I'm saying?
In the city?
We're gonna start one in the city. Then I'm looking to, hopefully, if I get this venue, I'm taking one down South by Southwest.
Let me host.
No, if I get one down South by Southwest, that's in March.
I mean,
so I'll definitely keep you updated. Yeah, for sure. No, I'll keep you updated. You can definitely be a part of that with me for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm starting the beat battles up for, you know what I'm saying, up and coming producers and shit. And it's a battle, but it's really just to like expose producers. Yeah, like expose producers, get your shit off. You never know, it might be a star in the cut. You know what I'm saying? So just to create platforms for motherfuckers. That's all I'm on, man. Just creating opportunities and making better business and just living life now. I'm living good now. You know
how many cameramen you hiring? How many cameramen you got? You need a couple.
Yeah. I'm gonna come to y'all. I'm coming to y'all. Don't worry. I see what's going on.
No, I'm not even saying that, because
with
what you got going on, you need somebody with more free time than Five Productions.
Exactly.
But you need somebody that's going to be around you, and that, you know what I mean? Because I've been seeing you since the last time you've been on here. I can't count how many times it's been 3, 4 in the morning and you was on live on Instagram
working,
banging shit out. And not paying us no mind. I'm saying everything on the joint, and you just boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, this is crazy. And one time I actually hit you up like the day later to be like, keep doing that, because I seen what was going on. Like, I'm looking at the comments, I'm seeing how many people was tuned in, and I'm like, nah, don't stop doing that.
None of that.
But you don't even be into it.
I get on live just to motivate.
Like, I ask you these questions intentionally, bro. I'm paying attention to how you move.
That's why I be on live. I be on live to motivate niggas, like, cause niggas can say this is real life. Y'all looking at this shit live, like this is elevation live.
This took me 15 minutes.
Like, you literally see me every night.
Like, you see me take the break and hit the L.
Exactly. So I'm not doing nothing no different that no other nigga could do. You know what I'm saying? It's just that I'm sacrificing and putting the time in and the work in, and that's what a lot of niggas don't do. That's the hardest part. Like, if a nigga asks me how to do it, how to become successful, you gotta really be willing to sacrifice the shit. And like, people don't understand it. People think they be like, oh yeah, man, I do this. It's all I do. I don't got no job. It's all. No, bro. Like, sacrificing is like when you uncomfortable and shit. Nigga, I used to be in other states. Nigga, I've been in LA. My first couple times to LA, nigga, I was over LA broke. And being in LA broke is worse than being in Philly broke. Trust me. Like, so it's like the grind is like, for me, like, I'm approaching like year 8, 9, 10 with this shit, and I'm just starting to get like real money off music. You know what I'm saying? Like this year and last year is probably the most I ever made off music in my whole life.
How many years have you been doing your business correctly?
I'm saying I'm probably like 2-3 years in doing correct business.
All right.
I mean, I was getting money off BMI like probably like 2-3 since like I started working with Young Chris.
talking about the. You know what I'm talking about. You gave me my answer already. Yeah, but that's cool, cause you gotta build.
Yeah.
Black Key ran around with Ness for a
I ain't
long
even
time.
I ain't taking no publishing deal or nothing yet. Like, you know what I'm saying, I'm working on one, but
these
like,
are all chess pieces in the game.
I'm working on one, and it's like, all right, even like, all right, this is what I did too. Like, when I made, like I told you before, like 4 years ago, when I was running my own studio, charging niggas $50 an hour, $40 an hour.
Yeah, we had that conversation.
I did something. I tallied up. Like I took the year of like 2020 and I tallied up every session I had. And I just times that times like 2. So say like per average, an artist will come get 2 hours per session. When I times that number by the number of sessions that I had, that shit was like 110,000. So I made in there $110,000 independent. And couldn't see it because I'm spending the money day by day. I'm probably buying weed, buying Uber Eats. Like I'm just living day to day with this shit. That's before, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, this whole year I grossed over $110,000.
You was tricking?
Was I tricking? No,
like,
I don't be tricking no more.
Like,
I mean, it ain't tricking if you got it.
It was like what I heard today was if you ain't got it, you ain't tricking, so it don't matter.
No, listen, so this what ain't tricking. Like the tricking, this is what I say tricking now. Like tricking, I ain't just paying for no pussy. Just straight.
Nah, you
take this cash and give me some pussy.
You paying for experience.
I ain't
paying for experience. So she's
asking. If I want to go to the movies or I want to go out, you know what I'm saying, that's for my enjoyment and yours. Like they ain't tricking.
One thing, and I'm fucking with you.
It is what it is.
I'm gonna keep it G with you.
If I'm on an island, I might trick. Fuck
I'd be a fraud.
Like that's different.
I'd be a fraud to try to catch you out there. I gotta keep it G with you. I move how I move.
Yeah, ain't nothing
if
wrong
I want
with
somebody to be there with me, then that's what's gonna happen.
Right, exactly.
Whether that's lunch, dinner,
exactly,
making a run, motherfucking going on vacation. If I feel like this is a vibe that I want to vibe with,
you're gonna do what you want to vibe with it. Exactly.
So I'm not judging. I'm just joking.
No, me too. I ain't listen, man. I know 1,000 tricks. So most of my homies trick.
But you was playing the game. Was a part of that 100,000.
Every nigga gotta play the game. You gotta play. There's no way around it.
And I'm gonna keep it real. Even when you deduct that, you probably was still at 3,000. It still wasn't nowhere near 100. Like you talk about a couple.
No, but see, dinners. I wasn't trick. I ain't heavy trick off bull on chicks.
You talk about a couple dinners, a couple.
Most of my money probably went to like traveling. No bullshit.
But see, that's a means to an end.
Yeah.
You got to get around to be around, right?
Yeah.
You got to go see the people where they at. They ain't always gonna come to you.
That's facts.
So like that's a part of it. So at the end of the day, that's just a building block and stuff. We both know business, right?
Facts.
So that's just part of it. Because at the end of the day, where everybody fuck up at, not everybody, but most people fuck up at is when you come up, you're supposed to reinvest into the business first. And for you, that's traveling.
Yeah. Because
you could pop up and I could be in Connecticut. And I'd be like, yo, it's lit out here. We got the J. Cole house going on, but it ain't J. Cole in them. You know what I mean? And you think it's worth it to come out. You spend your $300 on your ticket. You fly out. And I got you in a booth with 12 motherfuckers that might be the next JID.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Facts.
300 ain't about shit for that.
Yep, it's worth it.
It's worth it.
It's worth it.
And I got a couple motherfuckers that's gonna throw you 2,500. Give me 2 of them. Give me.
Facts.
I got a little. My son.
Never know what happened. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like these things are part of the business that you're in.
That's true. Yeah. That's the lifestyle. That's what I'm saying.
A lot of girls tricking shit up just because I gotta entertain the people.
Yeah, you got it. Ain't nothing wrong. Listen, man, ain't tricking if you got it. Like I said, I'll be on the island. I might fuck around. I go DR, son. I fuck around, might trick. You never know. Like I don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna say something.
But I feel like I don't have to trick. I feel like my game is strong enough to.
I'm gonna say the most neutral thing that you can say about this. If you gonna play the game, if you gonna play it or you ain't.
Yeah. You gonna spend that cash. You gonna spend that cash regardless. Like if you ain't
you
like
are where you are, you
any
are
girl that you deal with in life, you're gonna spend that cash, bro. Like so I don't consider that as tricking. I consider that as my own, you know what I'm saying? Fuck it. It's like
if I fuck with you, I treat you like my
exactly,
child.
like,
I don't go shopping without finding something for you.
It's my own enjoyment.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I ain't saying all that. I ain't going that far. See, I ain't that dug in yet. I ain't that dug in yet. I might be nice sometime, buy you shit here and there, but I ain't just shopping for you and me every time. No.
I drove one of my OGs to King of Prussia one time. Short story, right? He in there tearing it up. We in Louis. He like, yeah, my man wet and this, that, and the third. Buy a few pieces. Buy his wife one piece.
Oh yeah, it's different. It's his wife though.
That bag,
it's costing more than everything he got.
And you know what he said? You think I was about to walk in the house without it and pull up with all this shit? You see what I'm saying?
See, that's a different John though.
One bag, You know the game, right?
Yeah, that one bag costed more than everything.
You gotta play the game, bro.
But that's a different John. That's a different game he playing.
No, that's his wife.
That's his wife.
That's his wife. She deserved that.
Y'all are one.
She deserved that. But when we building how we building, especially because we in the new generation,
I'm not doing that for some.
Like if you get somebody that's holding you down, more than likely y'all hustling together. You know why? Because of how you move.
Yeah.
Even if it's not your hustle, you gonna make her turn hers up.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
You're still in the same position.
You're right.
Still in the same position.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying?
That's facts. That's facts.
That's crazy. Cause it was a point where I thought like you. Like, yeah, well, that's just his wife.
Yeah.
And then it's a point where it's like, no matter who it is, she with you.
It do come to a point where you want to turn a person up, your significant, you know what I'm saying?
You're running a play.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie, any girl that I talk to, I want to turn them up. Because it's like, I can't be around no slouches. So any girl I'm on, like, you know niggas, we don't really talk to girls based on, like, what they got going on in life. Like, we don't give a fuck about that.
We like who we vibe with.
Yeah, we like who we like. Like, so it's like, any girl that I'm dealing with at the time in life, I'm gonna want to turn them up if they not more turned up than me, you know what I'm saying?
Funny thing about you is, you humble. You fly now.
Yeah.
But you regular fly.
Yeah, it was some chill shit. This Philly brands right here, you know.
Yes. Oh, shout them out.
Shout out Annabelle Fortune, you know. Come through with the drip every time, you know. Y'all can go check him out. Annabelle Fortune on IG.
That ain't
Tell him Swag sent y'all.
Tell him Swag sent you. That ain't one of the mothers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
But she not going to want they joint. She going to want the others.
Mm-hmm.
And you like, yeah, you got it.
Right, true. That's facts, man.
But one thing that I told people all the time was I had a goal for a long time where as much as I had Polo or whoever in my closet, I wanted to have my folks in my closet.
Right.
And I'm finally at a point in my life where I'm might be 60-40, my folks.
Yeah, me too. Most of my drip,
and that feels beautiful.
Most of my drip is like clothing that my folks wear, and I be wearing shit. Niggas be like, "Damn, where the fuck you get that?" I'm like, my folks made this.
It's my folk. He doing his thing. She doing her thing. Yeah. Go pull up. They customize. Yep. You know what I mean? Like that feels good. And we come from a culture of people that always pay attention, so they gonna even if they don't want to look, even if they don't realize they doing it,
That's true.
Cause it's different. They ain't seen it. What is it? Right? So
and they like the hot, like the drip, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like you said, they ain't never seen it. Then they be looking at the motherfucker, how you putting it together and all that. Like, damn, what you got on? Like,
what's that?
Mm-hmm.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
It comes with trend setting.
Yeah. So I'm excited that I'm in a position, and we are as the people, once again, like I said, because we don't give ourselves enough credit. Well, there are enough people putting their brands out there. There was a time people said everybody got a t-shirt. Yeah, well, some of the people that had t-shirts got sweaters now.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to all the motherfucking fashion designers in the world in Philly doing their thing.
And keep supporting this guy.
Yeah, because I'm going to keep supporting y'all too, man.
Yeah. And that's what it's about. So how they reach out, how they get with you, how they spend money with you, let them know.
You can hit me on every platform, Swaggyono. You can hit my email, swaggyono@gmail.com.
For the challenge.
Hashtag phillyfirst48 challenge or hashtag FF48P2 for the new one. Part 2 coming out. We dropping that tonight. Shout out to all the rappers in the city. Bomb on that shit for me. And let's go up. Use that song. You can put it on your fucking iTunes, Spotify, I don't give a fuck. That's my gift to the city, man. Y'all do what y'all want with it. Put it on Instagram, shoot music videos. You don't gotta ask me for permission. Just do it. You got permission. Just go crazy and elevate your career from this shit. And use the platform as a spotlight to showcase your talent, man, and turn up.
Now, one person, whether locally or abroad, that hasn't touched the challenge that you would appreciate if they touched it based on what they bring to the situation?
One person, do it gotta be in the city or out the city?
Either.
Anywhere? I need my man Freddie to touch the challenge, man, because that's my man.
Freddie,
I need Freddie to touch the challenge for me, dog. I need Freddie to touch the challenge for me. We went viral. I'm gonna try to get him to touch that jump.
Yup.
I'm gonna holler at him.
I'm gonna have to push this one up.
I'm gonna holler at him.
This will be out after the challenge drop, but We need to put pressure on Freddie to take the challenge because he gonna be with him in the next couple weeks. He might be with him already by the time you see this. Tell Freddie to do the challenge. That's perfect.
I need to see Freddie on there and Peasy.
And you know why I said not so much as just him as the artist. The respect he has for you. Right. He gonna get busy. He's gonna try to like do something he don't think nobody else is going. You know, he gonna try to take it for you. Yeah. And I think that's
God willing, that's my guy.
All right,
I ain't pressuring him. All right,
one more that's not one of yours.
One more.
That they just picked it up.
I want to see. I don't even know, man. I ain't even gonna lie. I done seen all I need to see. The whole city. Oh, Drake. Like those type guys. Oh yeah, no, Drake going my joint is over. Drake go on that joint.
Drake an easy one. I ain't
gonna do Drake. Somebody personal. Let me see. I want to see
like somebody you always thought was dope. Like why
I need to see Ross on Robert.
That makes sense because you said that earlier.
All right, let me see. I need to see. I'm gonna do something realistically. Like,
nah, don't gotta be realistic. We gotta put it in the zeitgeist. It might become realistic.
Okay, that's true.
I'm trying to get you up there.
You're right. I'm thinking too small.
Yeah, let's win.
You're right.
Ross was a goodie, but you got one above that.
Little Baby.
Okay.
His next beat might be for him.
Ooh.
Like it's like they're tight. Like the 48 part 2 is not like part 1. You know what I'm saying? It's more like you can get on there if you want to use your auto tune. You can use your auto tune. If you want to rap some hard shit, you can rap some hard shit. It's like a blend of both. Like so, it's like no excuses. That shit just got to be hot.
Now, before we get out of here, cause we getting out of here. One thing I always say is when I meet great producers, they're already rappers and performers because if you ever watch them make a beat, half the time they already have the cadence that they want in mind. You can see them doing it while they're producing, right?
90%.
So I just got him to give it up to y'all. This next one is on some Lil Baby shit.
It's that type time. I wouldn't just say necessarily Lil Baby. I say Lil Baby.
But the vibes,
some younger nigga shit. There, like.
But that's funny because you said you tried to create a balance.
Yeah,
that was where
because it wasn't a lot of young niggas that went on the first 48 first part. Like it was mostly like older rappers. But
I like you being intentional about that.
Yes, I wanted to get everybody.
Cause you got
involved.
more shit.
Cause they want, for sure.
That's the vibe they want. Let's do that.
And I think I'm going to make it like annual. Like I'm just doing yearly.
I need you to do one for the Latinx community.
Oh, Latin John?
Yeah, do a Dembo or a reggaeton.
I did a Dembo song. That's crazy.
No, do a challenge. Okay. Because right now, they coming with some shit that we can benefit from.
I could do a Dembo challenge.
You might go win on that side because they killing and they dope.
And I got Dominican in my blood too.
So you're not acquiring a situation, but at the same time, it wasn't even about that.
I'm from ERIE, man. I'm an honorary Dominican or Puerto Rican.
Talk like, that shit.
I'm from ERIE Avenue, man.
Absolutely,
I'm an honorary member.
But I think that we've catered to this, we've catered to that. By the 4th or the 5th one, we international, baby.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. We're gonna be in the door by the 4th.
We international.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's get spicy.
Fuck around, be international next year, man.
Talk that shit.
No bullshit.
My man, I appreciate your time, brother.
Appreciate y'all for having me through, man. Anytime, man. It's the best podcast in the fucking East Coast, man.
Talk that shit, man. This is Sippin' with Sammie. I am Sippin' with Sammie. Sammie Malone, Barstool, Rug. If you ain't sippin' with Sammie, you ain't sippin' right. Please get your fucking life together.
Because I got high. Because I got high. Because I got high. La da 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 da.
It's the king of hooks, baby. Sam Malone, what up? Corey. Yeah, baby. They ain't ready at all. Get what you're looking for. Yeah. They ain't ready. In the streets, we getting caught on
G. Smoothest ever seen. Melody could be felony. What you telling me? Learn to play from Bill Bellamy, Peter Guns, someone else. I'm something else. Something different. That's what she sniffing. Call Malone shit. Different from pimping. Scene was basic till I slipped in. Trapping, loading, clipping. Saying on niggas bitches. I call niggas bitches. I bet handle business first boy. Like incense. Twist 3. Dismiss. That's Malone's mistress. Music business. I'm trafficking. What was mastered in? Led through a path to sin. Walls crashing in. Cashing in. Couldn't figure out what was happening. But trapped again. Backfire from trapping in. Shit. Ironic as hell. My pocket's loud in the cell. While waiting on Tiny to post bell. Call hell.
What you looking for? Streets we can't cry no more.
At all.
They ain't right. Don't fight right through the pain. They ain't right. See me walk through the pain.
Can't fight tears, I can't find fears that ain't mine. I can't see big blind, spend time showering shit time. Outside on Moore Hills, all 10 ground. Like tunnels with backwoods, sparkwoods, countless. Nice pitch black, go legit. Switch back, loud pack, 6-pack, VA hardly switch that. Ready to flip mattress, couches, and bounce. Something about grinding it out, I'm so bout it. Ready to get what I came for. Same ball, plenty quarters bent in my stint, I became more. When it became war, I gave them Armageddon. Yes, born legend, see me the veteran, I would bet